morning, dear students. In our today's class, we are going to start a very, very interesting chapter. And the name of the chapter, dear children, is Factors and Multiples. This is the 6th chapter of your book. Children, before proceeding to this chapter, it is very important for us to understand the meaning of the word factors first. And after few days, we will understand the meaning of the word multiples. To start with, what is a factor? A factor is any such number, children, which divides a number which divides any given number, any given other number, right? Any given number completely. And you know the meaning of the word completely? Without any remainder. I will explain this using an example. Say, for example, I take 7 multiplied by 3. What is it? 21. So, when I divide 21 by 7, I get 3 and 0 remainder. When I divide 21 by 3, I get 7 as my quotient, 0 as my remainder. So, dear students, 7 and 3 together are the factors, and 21 is the multiple. I hope you will remember this. 21 in the circle is the multiple, and 7 and 3 together, both individually, are called the factors. So again, understand what is a factor. A factor is a number which divides any given number completely, which means that when we divide the given number by that factor, the remainder will be 0. For example, I ask you a question. Is 6 a factor of 25? How will you check? Simple. You divide 25 by 6. 6 fours is 24. And my remainder is 1. So tell me, is it a factor? Yes, it is not a factor. No. Again, let us give a try. Is 7 a factor of 63? Let us divide. 7 9s are 63 and check it. What is my remainder? Is it 0? Yes. So 7 is a factor of 63. I hope, children, you have understood the meaning of the word factor. Now let us start our today's classwork. To start a classwork, children, you are requested to open your notebook side by side. Put today's date over here. Write the chapter number 6. Write the name of the chapter, Factors and Multiples. And let us start by a prep work. Let us start by a prep work. Dear children, as now you know the meaning of the word factors, let me tell you, where do we use it? Why are we studying these factors? And what is the purpose? Dear students, if you see around yourself and you see any mason working to construct a house, a lot of bricks are used for making a house. When we purchase the bricks are arranged on the roadside in a particular arrangement. Children, just think how that arrangement should be. Should it be in a manner so that it occupies the minimum space? And another thing which is supposed to be taken care of is, when we make the long tower, how long tower can we make of the bricks? So this concept of factors is used unknowingly. Let us see how. I take a number 12. Which number did I take? I took a number 12. And I have to arrange 12 in different patterns. Say 12 bricks. In what different formations I can arrange these 12 bricks? Just see. I can take one row. I can take one row Let me select a pencil. I can take one row and 12 columns. Right, children? Sorry, it has gone a little upside down. Let me correct it. I will take one row and 12 columns. Right, children? This is 1 into 12, 12. Now, rather than arranging it in horizontal, I can arrange it in vertical as well. Right? This vertical arrangement can also be done. 12 into 1 will become 12. So 1 and 12 both are the factors of 12. Children, if you divide 12 by 2, do you get any remainder? No. You can use a rough column for that. If you divide 12 by 2, the remainder will be 0. So I can take 2 rows and 6 columns. It is 7. Let me erase one of them. Yes. So it is 6 columns. This is 2 rows, 6 columns makes 12. I can do that vertical arrangement. It is 6 into 2 is also 12. So children, 2 and 6 are also the factors of 12. Now can I divide 12 by 3? Check it out. Do I get a remainder or not? No remainder, 0 remainder. So I can select 3 rows. And by taking 4 columns only, my 12 bricks can be arranged. And I can do that in the vertical form also. 3 rows. And it is arranged vertically. So 4 into 3 is also 12. So what are the different factors, children? The different factors are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 and 12. And when do we stop? When 4 gets repeated after 3, we stop. Right? So this is the pictorial representation of factors. Now children, can we represent pictorially every time if I also have a bigger number? No. So we have to learn how we can calculate the factors mathematically. We will do that in our next video.